Start your engines, hear the crowd. Talking racing now, we're revving loud. Yeah. From Daytona nights to Talladega days, we're chasing rumors, hearing what they say. Pit crews hustle, tires burning fast. News and whispers, nothing's gonna pass. Talking racing now, we're hitting the track. NASCAR stories, no looking back. Engines roar and the fans all cheer. Every lap we're bringing the latest here. From rookie rides to legends known, victory lanes and dynasties grown. We'll spin the tails, where speed's alive. Every week the racing vibes. Talking racing now, we're hitting the track. NASCAR stories, no looking back. Engines roar and the fans all cheer. Every lap we're bringing the latest here. Green flags flying, hear the sound. Talking racing now, the best show around.
It is Talking Racing now. We are previewing the Dollar Tree 301 from New Hampshire. That's a mouthful. This is Eric Jones' race, right? This has got to be Eric Jones' race. I am Sean Stanley. That is the great Spencer O'Neill along for the drive today on Talking Racing now. Spencer, they head to New Hampshire. I believe there is 3 races left before the chase.
Two.
2. It's this one and then Daytona?
Yep.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow, I thought there was 3 because the trucks were over last night. And usually, I feel like the trucks end and then, but I guess that makes sense because the trucks end this week. Then you got Daytona and Xfinity will probably end the same time as the Cup there.
Yep.
And then they go into the chase together. Okay. Look at that. That's what happens when we talk it out here on Talking Racing now. Spencer, they are heading to New Hampshire. It is an intermediate track. It's paved. It is a little over a mile. Caution speeds at 50. Your thoughts on where we are today?
Today we're going to be louder at Loudon.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Louder and Loudon. That's what's happening today. So, intermediate track. It's really kind of like a short track. It's pretty much exactly a mile. I think they call it the Magic Mile as opposed to the Monster Mile at Dover. There is banking in the corner, but it's still relatively flat. You're not going to see people really hugging the bottom line. They're going to come in low. They're going to kind of do it's almost like a V, right? There are 2 grooves, but really there's one groove that you want to be in. If you get up on the high groove, somebody below you can kind of push you out into no man's land. There is a lot of racetrack up there, and it's not like what we saw at Iowa, where it's going to act like a cushion and you're just going to get lost. So you can drive up the racetrack, but you lose a ton of time, and that's a passing zone. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to see an interesting race. I think we're going to see a racy race. I think it's kind of the same usual suspects we've seen over the last month, as this is kind of the end of short track season. I know we've got a short track or 2 in the chase, but this is really the end of short track season right here.
Yeah, and after qualifying right now, you got Tyler Reddick and Josh Berry on the front row. And then it's Byron Hamlin, SVG with a good qualifying. They thought he was going to have to go to the back for but he ended up not having to go to the back, they said. So he'll roll off 5th. Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman. Most of your normal suspects up toward the front in qualifying, especially Hamlin. This is a race he usually runs well in. This is a race I would want to win just because I get that big-ass lobster.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Priest made sure to mention that on X this morning. He wanted the lobster, boys.
Yeah, man, that's a meal right there. That's a meal.
Yes, it is.
A couple meals, man. Get some butter on that, some garlicky butter or something.
Get a hoagie roll out
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know if I'd waste it on a, on a, on a. I don't
on
know.
a lobster roll.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do a lobster roll, man. I think I would just chow that bad boy down with a steak. Although the lobster might be bigger than the steak.
What's up, Stoney?
What's up, Papa? The odds, very interesting. It's Blaney is the favorite right now at 330. Christopher Bell a little behind him at 400. Logano at 550. Barry also at 550.
Wow.
Denny Hamlin at 700. Tyler
I like
Reddick
that.
Tyler Reddick and William Byron at 1,000. Ty Gibbs at 1,200. Kyle Larson at 1,400. Chase Briscoe, top 10 in odds at 1,800. And trying to see who here. Well, Cody Ware, we don't think will ever win, so he's at 100,000. Trying to see if there's anybody here that might sneak in here. I mean, Austin Dillon sometimes will sneak in somewhere and win one. He's at plus 50,000. Like, if I'm just going to throw $5 or $10 on something,
Right?
Hey, let's see if it works. I might go with that one, man. Didn't I say? Oh no, Bowman's in the top 10 in qualifying. I was like, Bowman. I was way down here in 22nd, but I forget.
But yeah, Denny at 7 times your money and Chase at 18 times your money. I like those.
Yeah, that's
Chase
crazy.
Briscoe at 1,800. That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're just thinking. I mean, it's pretty funny. 3 of the top 4 are Fords in this race, in the odds.
Yep.
So, Dollar Tree 301 rolls off today. That's not the only race happening today, by the way.
Sure is it.
We got the Freedom 250, is it? The Freedom 250 with Indy.
Freedom 250.
Yeah, man. I watched the lap with that, and I mean, when you go across that start-finish line, and it's like that's a pretty good little scene there. But again, I don't know how it's going to come off on TV when they're. Well, I guess the TV just pans out when they go through, so it'll be a pretty cool shot. But if you're following just the car, you're probably not going to see much of anything else.
So I guess it depends on where the camera is, because I saw you remember Jeff Gluck did the walk around San Diego, and he actually walked it. So this time, instead of doing the walk around, he and Bob Pockrass actually did this. They did the IndyCar experience, right? And he was in the second seater of the IndyCar, and it kind of just had a camera sort of mounted like right here above the shoulder, and you could see a lot. It was great. So I guess if they've got some in-car camera, it might look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, at least for this year, I think it would have been cool if Indy and NASCAR both did this. Like, this weekend was just...
Yeah,
they
why
did
didn't...
that one weekend. What was that weekend they did? Was that July 4th weekend? Where they did the trucks and Indy?
So Trucks and Indy, that was like opening weekend for them, and it was
yeah, I was just saying.
it was in St. Petersburg.
Yeah. Okay, I'm off. It wasn't July 4th.
No, it was back in February.
Yeah, but I would have loved to have like all your motorsports in America there for this.
Whew, I don't know where they'd put everybody.
That is true.
Logistics of that would be incredible.
And that is 100% true. Yeah, I'm not even thinking of. I'm just thinking as a scene.
As a fan, like, it'd be awesome.
And as a scene, like watching NASCAR running on Sunday, Indy running on Saturday. I mean, you could add trucks Friday night or
it would have to be like a speed week, and the haulers would all have to be staged outside of DC and then brought in.
And
like,
I can only imagine
from
how
independent
DC
staging
traffic
areas
is right now.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
not.
sure it's bad already, and then now you've got this all blocked off. And, oh man! But hey, it should be an interesting and a pretty cool race to watch. Also, what happened there in DC? They had an IROC race.
They sure did. The legends were out, man.
The legends were out, and a legend won. Mr.
He won
Jeff
both?
Gordon.
Yeah, he won both heats.
With the victory, and he burned it down, man. He hasn't lost anything there, has he?
Apparently not. So yeah, they I was looking it up, and the race was like 2 10-lap heats apparently.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't long. It was very short, but I mean a road course, so
right.
It's still 30 or 40 miles in length.
The second heat, they inverted the field based on the results of the first heat. So Jeff Gordon won the first heat, went to the back, and then came back and won the second heat. So he very much dominated that race.
Hasn't lost anything. Maybe he should jump in one of those Hendricks cars still. Oh my goodness.
Just let Jeff carry the 48 next year, waiting
Yeah,
for Connor.
yeah, that's
Be like,
true.
Alex, you don't have to come back next year. It's okay, buddy.
Take your time. Take your time.
Right.
We know the New Hampshire usually is a Hamlin type style race.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do you see in this race? Before not asking for your picks here,
No, I got you.
but what are names that you think, not necessarily surprising names, but anybody in general that you think should have a good showing today?
Right. So, it's yet to be seen if the Fords are gonna, do well. But I really like the idea of Joey Logano today. He's just been. This is another, relatively short track, and he's got momentum. So I like the idea of Joey Logano. Josh Berry has shown good speed and has been racing well the last couple of weeks. Still 30th in points. He put himself really far back, but. Yeah. I think we might see something good from Josh Berry today. Another Ford that, is kind of from the area originally, I believe, not Loudon specifically, but the Northeast, and is familiar with the track, and that's Ryan Preece. I think we might see something special out of Ryan today. I think the Gibbs cars are all going to show out. I don't, I guess the Hendricks cars kind of got it together a little bit last week. They were finishing in the top 10. But I expect to see, Briscoe, Hamlin up front, maybe Gibbs up front, and then kind of battling between a couple of Fords, whichever ones have, speed on the long run and can take care of their tires. I didn't say Christopher Bell, and I didn't say Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric got left off for a pretty obvious reason. Although, he did get a third for me relatively recently, but show me consistency. And, yeah, I mean, sure, throw Christopher Bell in there. Why not? It's all the Gibbs guys, whatever.
Well, I mean, it's just, to me, I would go, Christopher Bell's always going to be the runner-up, it feels like. Any race when he's doing well, it's going to be, all right, I'm going to finish second. Never never the bride, always the bridesmaid.
That's his curse for this year is a second place racer, yeah.
But hey, if you stay consistently second, you're good.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into our picks now. I think you've talked me into a couple guys there. That's the only reason I did that whole little segment there, because I wanted to see which guys I should go with here. But
sure.
Who's first today?
It is my turn.
Oh.
And I am going to go with the number 11.
Oh, come on, man.
Give me Denny Hamlin. New Hamlinshire.
Yeah, I know. All right, you totally messed me up. Hold on. All right, let's go with Ryan Blaney.
All right. I am going to ride the hot hand. Give me Joey Logano.
I don't know. He's starting 21st.
It'll be all right.
All right. You know what? I'm going to look for 5 points here. Christopher Bell.
I mean, 5 points is 5 points. All right. And I don't know that it's really throwing it out there because he's looked good recently, but give me Josh Berry.
That's not bad. I mean, I feel like he's racing for a purpose right now, and that's where I think a lot of people think, and again, I don't think the Woods brothers necessarily are getting rid of him because they don't think he can drive. I just think they
want a shiny new toy.
Yeah, that's what they do. Every 2 or 3 years, they end up getting something new. I mean, it's just the way they roll.
Woods Brothers is an entry level position. Like that's kind of what happens.
I'm gonna go. I got a Ford. I got a Toyota, I believe. So let me go with a Chevy. You know what? It's time for Larson to put up or shut up.
Whoa!
Kyle Larson. And Kyle Larson, if you don't finish in the top 10, dead to me, buddy. dead, dude, and your season is dead. Hendrick should fire you on the spot. Hey, you can go to Knoxville. You can run his trucks and cars and win all that time.
Yeah, enjoy your sprint career.
To cover, Mr. Spencer O'Neill, in the NASCAR world that we didn't do.
So yeah, just there were trucks yesterday.
Yes.
Lane Riggs won again. The man is dominating. They finished the regular season, so the the chase positions were out. I believe Lane Riggs was first in the chase, so he had the 2,100 points. I don't know why they do 2,100 points. I don't know why they do that. Why not just give him 100 points? But it doesn't matter. We're moving on. Yeah. Anyway, so he's got the full 2,100 points. After that, Caden Honeycutt, 25 points back at 2,075. Behind that, maybe Chandler Smith, I think it was. And then after those three, I really don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
But if it's not Lane Riggs that wins this thing going through the chase, I don't.
I was gonna say, do you think it's one of those? Who was it? It was Love, right? Jesse Love, who dominated and then came in second because he didn't do good in the final race.
Last year, Connor Zilic did that in the O'Reilly series.
One of them won because Jesse Love won the Truck Series, right?
No, Jesse Love, the O'Reilly's is the defending O'Reilly's.
Who was it? It was Connor Zilic and who else?
Heim. Corey Heim
was dominating the trucks. That's right.
Mm-hmm. But he won.
He won the trucks. It was Zilic in the Xfinity. Okay, I mixed it.
Yeah. Zilic had like 10 wins in Xfinity last year.
Yeah, and then he didn't he came in like second or third in the last race of the year and lost it.
Yes.
Doesn't make sense how you win almost.
Yeah, but you know what? That was a big catalyst for successfully getting everybody together to change the rules and get back to a chase, which is something they've been talking about, but to actually make it come to fruition, that was, a good example of why we needed it. So
Connor Zilic doing something for NASCAR. Thank you.
There he is. He's doing it for the betterment of us all.
Other than not finishing stages. Great job.
And this season has been cool. Like following the points throughout the year, every race is important. Nobody can just say like, "Oh, I won 2 races, so I'll just kind of wait it out till the end." Yeah, it's been really cool.
Honestly, right now, Tyler Reddick would probably be sitting in the Catbird seat. Well, him and Hamlin probably together.
With playoff points because of prior wins, yeah.
Wins and winning in. And then also, you do wonder too, though, like once Tyler Reddick won one, where they have just started testing things with their cars and waited till the chase.
Maybe.
Because we've seen that happen with, I honestly think that's what Logano and them do is they gear up. Once they get in, they're gearing up for, okay, what tracks do we have? Okay, this track is like that. This track is like that. So this is what we're going to do. If we blow it here, that's fine because we're already in. Doesn't matter. And now you can't do that anymore. At least, I guess you can if you want to, you think you're in by enough and you can, waste some points.
If you're tactically going for wins in like 2 or 3 tracks out of 10 races, that'll probably get you pretty far. But you got to remember, those other guys are going to win too, right? Like, you can't go in trying to catch Denny Hamlin thinking you're going to win 2 races because he's probably going to win 1 or 2 himself.
And it's going to be consistency over those last 10 races too. That's going
exactly.
Like, you might not win them all, but you need to finish probably in the top 5.
And there's only a couple wild card races.
Yeah, there is. It's the what? There's a.
I think are they going back to Atlanta or is that done? I forget.
I think Atlanta's done, but I think they go back to Dega, don't they?
They are going back to Dega. Let's pull it up real quick because this is right on the cusp.
Yeah. So, and I think you got a Bristol race in there, which isn't necessarily a wild card, but it can turn into it, depending on because you're going to have close quarters. So if somebody needs something, you can probably accidentally, on purpose, take somebody out.
So so we got Darlington.
Okay.
Darlington's more of like a self-inflicted wounds kind of thing.
Yeah, but again, one mistake and you could be out.
Yeah, but Darlington, you're on a razor's edge. Then we got St. Louis, which I love that racetrack.
But all these races do go back to where I think 25-point cushion for the like Hamlin right now has 104 points. It drops to 25 once the chase starts.
But yeah, listen to these racetracks: Darlington, St. Louis, Bristol, Kansas, Vegas, Charlotte, Phoenix, Dega, Martinsville, Homestead. I mean, that is 7 or 8 what we would consider "quote unquote" safe racetracks.
Yeah.
And doesn't that kind of smell like Tyler Reddick at the beginning of the year? Like a lot of mile and a halves, a lot of that kind of smells like Tyler Reddick, right?
Yeah, man. I honestly, you know what? I would change one thing right now in the chase, and I'm only saying this probably because my guy's in the lead, and if he was behind, I wouldn't. But I think if you win the series, like the regular season, you should get to keep the point lead. Like if you have
like
a
that
100
idea.
point lead, you should get to keep the 100-point lead. You earned it.
Yeah.
You earned it. Forget 25 points. I mean, like, again, if you're at 30 and it's a close race, then okay, take the 5 points. You're going to take 75 points away to, and again, maybe something happens between in the next two races where it gets closer than that, and then it'd be null and void. But
Still.
if that lead grows, that just doesn't make sense to me. It goes back to the whole thing of making the regular season count. If you can get that far ahead, then you've earned it. And we've seen how quickly 6 races it was over. And I get it, it's 10 races in the chase, but you won't be able to take, you know, all the races off. But yeah, when you get that much of a, but to me, I feel you've earned that cushion by doing everything you needed to do. And now, and again, if my guy's the 100 points behind, I'm probably saying 5 back. But it feels like it's one of those things to where whoever's in that, I mean, again, if you build it, maybe if they say if you're over 50, then maybe we take you to 50 points instead of 25. I just feel like 75 is almost 2 full races of points that you lose.
Right. Or do you remember playoff points? Like you would get a certain amount of playoff points for a win.
Yeah.
Like maybe throw that in there, right? Like okay,
Well,
at the end of the year,
you get the one.
right?
I mean, it's
No,
not gonna.
no. Forget one. Like at the end of the season, right? So for instance, Tyler Reddick won 5 races, right?
Yeah.
So at the end, he should get 5 points for each race he won.
Okay. All right.
Or you know, Denny's did he win 4 so far that were?
I think we were arguing this. I think it's 4 or 5. Again.
No, so it's 4 that are points races because I messed up. He won the All-Star race. So you know at that circumstance he would get 5 for each win, which actually would tighten it up. So that might be worse. You know what? Forget that idea. That's a bad idea.
No, I mean I don't know.
No, because in that circumstance, right? Like if
Yeah,
it was you give him the 25-point lead, you would actually make Tyler Reddick closer, and as opposed to further
but
away.
Me, Tyler Reddick earned that with wins. If you're going to give wins points, then that's I don't mind that. I mean, I don't want to give points to the guy that came in second.
But then they also kind of give him double points.
You won that race, then you get 5 points for every race you won. That makes it, worthwhile as far as, yeah, it'll make it closer. But again, right now, even if you gave him the 25 points, he's what, 140 points out or whatever?
Okay, so let
So now he's 115.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I
so
don't
let them
mind
keep
that,
keep the point gap and then also award 5 points per race.
especially when it's this large. Again, if it's only
Maybe.
30 points, then okay, I can see you taking 5 points from the guy. But also, I mean, but again, if you do that, then Denny Hamlin also has won 4 races.
Yep.
So he gets 5 points. So he's added 20 points. So really, Tyler Reddick
To everybody else except Tyler Reddick, yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick's only gained 5 on him, and then anybody else probably has lost a couple. I
Right.
think anybody else is at 4.
I don't think anybody else has more than 2.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea because again, you got to get incentive to win these races, not just run in second and be consistent. That's cool over the long haul, but make it mean something, man. Forget these participation trophies. One of the things I did want to discuss with you, and I forgot about this.
Sure.
And we won't get all into it. Maybe we get more into it on Monday. We'll see how they run today. Ross Chastain was on Racing with the Boys. He said he's become more vocal within the Trackhouse Racing about improving the performance of their cars. He says, I'm pulling the fire alarm. It's been pulled, and the sirens are going off in our meetings. We talk amongst the crew chiefs and other drivers and engineers of like, okay, what are we feeling in the car, and how is that translating to what they're seeing? And there's a disconnect there. Ross went into detail on what he's experienced with Trackhouse cars, describing them as inconsistent and sliding and not steady through the corner. He said, the fire alarm has been pulled by me, and it's not something really that I've ever done in my career where I've gotten vocal inside of our four walls. We've cycled to this spot on the grid, but it's not okay. We're not complacent. We're not staying here, and that comes from ownership. That comes from drivers. The other two are saying in their own words, but we're in unison that we're not staying here. We're not complacent. That's what's happening inside our meetings. We're not okay with how this on-track performance is happening right now. It says it bears mentioning that this particular episode was recorded before Iowa, which Ross has finished 7th and 12th in the last 2 weeks. So it was recorded actually before the Iowa race. But your thoughts on that, because we have talked about Trackhouse and a little bit on Chastain as well.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on, like, I mean, I guess, like, the Trackhouse in general, man.
So, you know, Trackhouse had some success at the beginning of introducing the next gen car, right? And we saw wins kind of scattered throughout some of the newer teams back then, but the car was also being figured out by everybody. And as we've gotten seasons into it, there's been some separation between those that spend and that have some history and some that don't, right?
Yes.
And Trackhouse has just gone the opposite direction of some of the other teams. Instead of getting better, they seem to have slidden back. And I don't know that they've actually gotten worse. I just don't know that they've gotten better, right?
I think the other teams are getting better, and they're sliding maybe only a little bit, but because the other teams are getting better, it looks like they're falling further quicker.
Right. And if you're Chastain, I have to imagine he knew that at the time this is being said, to me, this seems like a reaction to Connor leaving a little bit as well, right? Like, you know, Connor's leaving. You know that you don't have a long-term contract with Trackhouse to where you're looking at doing this forever. SVG isn't, you know, signed forever. And if things don't get better, you may have an entirely new batch of drivers in Cup Series Trackhouse cars, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure SVG and Ross Chastain can find a place to go. I know someone will bring in SVG because he wins races and he's been getting better at the ovals. And Ross Chastain is a name that sells merchandise and that if you put him in good equipment can compete. So
that's the other thing I wonder about SVG. If you put him in a Gibbs car or a Hendrick car, is he that much better on ovals with what he's done, with where he's gone now?
Who knows?
Trackhouse equipment. Where would he be in a Gibbs or a Hendrick or a Penske or?
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
It could be really dangerous.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, but the other thing is, like we discussed this the other day, last week actually, I think it was. There's not a lot of cars coming open soon. There's like a car each of the big three that's going to be open, and one's already filled.
Yeah.
I don't see them getting rid of Larson or Elliott anytime soon over at and Byron. I don't think. I mean, again, Chase
Elliott has that ride until he decides it's over. He's the most popular driver in NASCAR.
Kyle Larson the same way to me. I feel like unless he decides, unless one of them decide beforehand. Blaney, I gotta believe, is set in the 12. Logano,
as long as he wants to be there.
Yeah,
and Logano is the same thing. He's a lifer there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's probably got a couple more years, and that seat will become available. The two,
he's not as old as you think he is. He's only 36.
Yeah, but I mean, you've watched, dude. His driving style is not the same, man. Since he's become a family man, that driving style is not the same, and it doesn't work for him. He's got to be that guy that just annoys the crap out of you, and it doesn't feel like he has it anymore. Like he has it when he's in a good car, but when he's not, then you see the driver like you see.
I mean, you're saying this in the middle of a hot streak, but yeah, in general, I agree with you. Like it hasn't been impressive, and it hasn't been impressive last year either.
To me, look, Blaney has ran good no matter what you give him.
Yes.
You can see the fall off when Logano doesn't have a good car anymore, and that wasn't the case before. Logano used to be one of the guys, and I hate him, but you had to respect that he could take a car that probably wasn't good enough to win and annoy the crap out of you and get the win.
Right.
Now he just feels like it's just like, hey, the car's not there. I'm not pushing it. I'm going to get home to the kids and the wife, and I have a great life. And you know what? I'm going to drive around and get as best as I can, but I'm not going to push the issue. And again, that's where I feel like NASCAR has gone in a way, other than a couple drivers, but it feels like those drivers get neutered somewhere in the scheme of things. Those drivers end up getting neutered somewhere.
Isn't that also kind of points racing, right? Like,
Yeah.
You got a car that's not really up to snuff, and you could try to push it, but you may get yourself in a little bit of trouble, and next thing you know, you get 0 points, where you can just take care of the car and roll in 15th and maybe get a couple of stage, points if you manipulate it a little bit, and, depending on how it works. And next thing you come out and you got like 12th in points that day, and you didn't fall and you didn't rise, and, you hold serve and you play till next week, right? Like, that's kind of points racing.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like Logano is either
but with Logano, it predates point racing. It goes back to a season or two at this point.
Yeah, I just feel like it's he's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
It's either he has a great race or it's so he's got 2 wins in the last 5, of course, North Wilkesboro, Richmond. He's got a 14th in Iowa, a 3rd in Indianapolis, a 9th in Echo Park in Atlanta. So, I forgot. Was it that long ago where he was in that one race where he was getting lapped? Like, I felt like that was recent, no? Judging by this, it's not. But
it's been a while. No, he's hot right now.
I'm gonna go back 10 races to see.
He's hot right now, man. It's short. It's the end of short track season. He's been going for a minute.
Yeah, no. All right, so he has. These are the last 10, starting from Richmond, going back to 1st in Richmond, 14th in Iowa, 3rd in Indy, 1st in Wilkesboro, 9th in Atlanta, 12th in Chicago, 24th in Sonoma, 18th in San Diego, 34th in Pocono, 7th in Michigan. So he hit that stretch where it was road courses, which, of course, I mean, I don't fault him for that. Most guys, if you're not SVG or Connor Zillick.
He got some trouble in Pocono.
Yeah, Pocono, he got in trouble. So, all right. I mean, maybe, again, maybe it seems more than it is, I guess. Maybe just because I'm expecting Logano, I guess, always to be at the front. And when he's not, it's like, okay, here he goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But I still think he has changed his style, though, since he's become more of a. And not that he's more of a.
I agree with you, though. I think they all do that naturally.
Yeah,
like, as they get older, they do that. They all do it.
Way. The only time he gets boisterous is when he wins and he's like, I beat your best driver, 11 versus the world. I mean, I feel like he does that just so that the team has.
He doesn't even do that as much as he used to.
No, I feel like I know his dad told him he didn't want him to be the bad guy. And
also,
he took that to heart, which, again, that is.
He's getting a lot of positive.
I liked heel Hamlin. I thought it was going to be good for the sport.
Well, of course you like heel Hamlin. You're a wrestling fan. Everybody loves a good heel. But I think that Hamlin's been getting a lot of positivity from the fans, knowing that it's almost over, right?
Yeah, and that's what happens every time, right? As soon as it's getting, like you're like, oh man, we've hated this guy for so long. We got to respect him. He's moving up the win chart. Again, if you're not that guy's like I love the 11, so I'm gonna always kudo him. But if you're not the 11, then you're the guy hating him because it's always the same thing. And I felt like Tyler Reddick was heading that way, and then he fell off the cliff, and I think that's helped him a little bit because now it's kind of evened out to where they're back to empathy for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Tyler today. I mean, he got the pole, but he wasn't great in practice.
Yeah.
They had a little bit of issue, but he got the fastest lap. But, qualifying doesn't mean everything. You get a fastest lap, that's whatever. I don't know. I really like what Josh Berry was doing in practice, and then he put out a good time. Josh Berry was putting out good times at the 15, 20 lap practice run mark, right? But even that can be deceptive. A lot of the times your practice run speeds depend on if you've got space on the racetrack or not. And it's not a huge racetrack, and they were all over each other. Everybody was out there. So it's going to be louder at Loudon today. That's what I'd say.
And I do remember one other thing you sent me. They're going to Chicagoland, not the street race again next year.
Going to Chicagoland, which is awesome. I mean, the Chicagoland race was great. We all really enjoyed it. At least I did.
I liked it.
So I'm excited to go back to Chicagoland. The Chicago street race is whatever.
Yeah,
I know they want to do a street race, so just do something somewhere else. Maybe we'll go back to San Diego. I don't know.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think they need to alternate and move that street race to different areas. Like, I like the way they did San Diego, but I don't want to go back to San Diego. Move it to another...
I would like to go back to San Diego one more time and then move it around, but I would like to see that race again.
Oh,
no. It was a good race. I want to see it again.
Make it like every 3 or 4 years, you know? Like, have a 4
Give me one more right now.
A chance. Make it about the military that one weekend. And
military
make it
race?
San Diego race. Then, you know, you go to wherever you want to go. I don't know where the...
there's so many places to go.
Well, there is, but I'm trying to think of like ones that have like airstrips that you could actually... make a course on, because like Camp Lejeune, I look at it and I'm like, those roads will never work there. You can't do it in North Carolina, and plus you got Charlotte and everything else there. Although I think if you could find a base in North Carolina, Virginia.
Oh, out in Eastern North Carolina, racing, dude, they love racing out there.
Yeah, I think you would have a tremendous upkeep on everything. Spencer O'Neill, let them know where to get you, man.
You can find me on X at NoDoubt87. You can find me here at Talking Racing Now with the great Sean Stanley. You can find me on the chat board talking nonsense. I am No Doubt. So hit me up. We can talk racing.
Yeah, how you feeling about this upcoming football season?
I have never known less about Florida State football than I do right now. I don't know. I don't know who the players are. I don't know who the transfers are. I haven't watched the transfer portal. I haven't been watching War Chant. I'm just going to let it happen and waiting it out. We're waiting it out for Norvell to end. That's where we're at.
I was going to say, I don't even know if Mike Norvell knows who's on the team. But,
the culture is dog shit. It's not fun. I don't mind losing games, like if we're trying, but I don't even know it's just bad. It's just bad, man. It's not a good place to be. Bring me Deion Sanders. Why not? It can't get worse. If anything else, he's just going to bring better players in and bring in Deion Sanders. Bring in Deion Sanders, and then bring in some of these old-time players that are assistant coaches on all these other places. Bring them back into the program, and let's get a culture going. That's what Florida State needs. They need a recruiter, and they need a culture.
That's what Miami did, bro. I mean, let's be honest. That's what they did. I mean, like Jason Taylor.
Seriously.
But you're bringing in Hall of Famers. You're bringing in guys at positions. You're bringing in Mario Cristobal, who knows culture, or at least Kane's culture. And he's instilled that. I mean, I get it. There's a difference between probably when Mario went to the school and what it is now culture-wise, because you can't get away with some of the things you could then. But, it does emphasize a lot of the basic. And honestly, it's really just going back to the basics, man. And that's the problem I think a lot of schools get is they want to be too fancy, man. It's like, just get to the basics. Once you get the basics, then everything else will play out. But we'll see how it rolls out this year. So, follow me at SS_Sports Talk. I'm at Stanley Media House everywhere else. Stanley Media House Network on YouTube, where the door is always open. I say that now for the great Spencer O'Neill. And speaking of the great Spencer O'Neill, you got a house full, don't you?
Oh, I'm going to do it anyways.
You doing it anyway?
Now's time for the noise that my wife loves the most, because she knows the podcast is over.
And in the words of the great Spencer O'Neill.
Talking racing now!
Talking racing now, the best show around.